Die trying.
Hello and welcome to Khyber Shards. A 5th edition actual play.
We're having a conversation.
Here we go.
10 psychic damage. Ari,
I feel like that also applies to psychic damage to Philip at this point.
hello and welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. Eric, you scoundrel, what happened last time?
We took a little trip. We hopped on a airship that Dane had acquired from a previous job and went out to the Throne Gate ruins. And we saw some Sulatar drow there, along with a big enemy that Ari turned into a big friend. So Ari snuck up and cast Charm Monster on this thing, and it succeeded. And where we left off, the thing had just attacked or was about to attack one of the drow, and that's where we left off.
You're leaving off the friends we made along the way.
We didn't make any friends along the way.
So we have a return of a demise, much to the chagrin of everyone.
Hi,
Demise is back.
Everyone.
Has a bone arm, and she's along for the ride, and is flaunting about the fact that she has our communicator still. So
She is.
yes,
She is flaunting that. It has been flaunted. Well, that's all true. And for these reasons, we must roll the initiatives.
Indubitably.
I mean, this does not necessarily assume that you guys intend to jump into this conflict. As far as I know, you might simply choose to sit back and watch.
We do love
But
to
we'll
talk.
see. Well, I mean, you've just turned a giant monster loose on the enemy who are still unaware of you, so
Sit back and watch the chaos.
you definitely could. That is an option that you have.
That would make for great content.
Mm-hmm.
Us passively sitting here making Philip roll against
Philip,
himself
fight
over and
yourself.
over.
I mean, as long as the commentary is snappy, you know.
No, we got some guys for that. I know a crew that can handle this.
Are they going to show up soon?
Nope. I didn't call them. I didn't know this was what we were expecting.
Great.
Can't operate under these conditions.
Mia didn't answer us last time, so I don't know what we're going to do.
Ari, what's your initiative roll?
20.
Wow.
Pog
3.
and Shade.
I'll be there.
8.
Nice.
Do things, Ari.
Please.
I think Shade and I might just stay in the tree, actually. Like, we've got time.
Good job.
You're nailing this, bud.
And didn't roll for Dane. There's Dane. Okay, well, we have a battle with many players in, and so we are going to our map over on Harpy.
Ta-da. Magically transported via editing.
The sharp-eyed will note that we have the debut of an actual proper miniature for Cal.
Hey, blah, 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 blah.
I
Big
was-
kitty.
Because after months of complaining,
After
Our
many
loyal
letters.
viewers at HeroForge finally did something about it.
Just for us.
That's right.
Hashtag
Specifically
not a sponsor.
because I have been complaining. Squeaky wheel gets the grease, guys. Okay, well, as it happens, your dear loyal cohort Demise gets to go first.
Ugh.
And what she does is you're all standing, well, most of you are standing up in the branches of enormous trees around this ziggurat. Ari is actually on the pyramid. Demise steps back a little bit, leans herself against the trunk of the tree, and folds her arms and watches the show. Meaning that it's Ari's turn.
Cool. Love that. Okay. Philip, is there a way from my current position? The range, area, all the conditions that I need to cast a spell are met. It's just a question of, can I do it without being seen? There is a verbal somatic component to it. It's Circle of Death.
Wow. Well, that's awesome.
I'm a fair
I
distance
would
away.
say that they'll get probably a perception check. Actually, I will say you would need to make a stealth check with advantage because obviously their attention is focused pretty strongly in a particular area right now. So
Gotcha.
you would certainly have advantage on that stealth check. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go for it. So this is I'm going to draw on the map real quick. I want to get
Sure.
everybody but my new friend in
Okay.
this. And it is oh God, drawing a circle on this map is,
I don't
dubious.
know. Yeah.
um,
I have not messed much with the draw function on this. I've just been
It was
so
really
pleased
cool
with
that
the
I saw
addition
it.
of full screen and fog of war.
Oh, Fog of War.
Mm-hmm.
Rad.
can I move it? Nope, cannot. Basically, Phil,
But
it's
based on that,
it's a 60-foot radius sphere. So it's 120 feet across total. So I know I can get everyone. I just would love to have the curve of it
I
not include our friend.
I think probably this Mephit down
Yeah.
here would be outside of it if it doesn't include the golem.
Okay.
But I think you could get everything else inside a circle of that size without the golem.
Okay. And I'm guessing including it in the area would count as doing something harmful.
Yes,
to
that
us.
would be
So-
doing something harmful
Yeah.
to the golem. Yes, you are correct.
So I will not include the golem or that method.
Okay.
Would you like me to make my stealth roll before the spell?
We
stuff?
can make it after because
Okay.
this could theoretically remove some things from the board. And
Fair enough.
well, I would love to know
So-
though what Circle of Death looks like from Ari because I don't think we've ever seen Ari cast this particular
Ari's
spell.
never cast this before. And probably it's a little like I imagine Ari feels because this is his mystic arcanum like
Oh,
6th
cool.
level spell ability that he gets
Yeah.
as a warlock. So it's very heavily tied to Arandis and the new pact that he has with her. And so I imagine it's something to do with
Take 4
Ari
psychic damage.
trying to
No.
no.
kidding.
Ari trying to draw on some kind of old power that he had with the pact with the prince and feeling something new coming to the surface. And so his mark, which normally glows with this grayish white light, kind of greenish energy from his hand where his mark is. It begins to fill his mark as
did you
the
see
greenish energy overtakes.
Did you see your little glow up on your Ari mini?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Sounds
his mark
awesome.
begins to turn like sickly green as he then extends his hand out, and a huge ball of necrotic negative energy emerges from nothingness and envelops all of these drow and that one method.
Awesome.
And Ari's eyes are wide and very concerned by this.
As
I need,
amazing.
I need a Constitution saving throw from everyone.
Okay, let me get you those. Okay, so first of all, the Drow Firebinder up here with the staff. That Constitution. No, that's a 12.
That fails.
And the Drow Flame Blades. 14. Wait, they are proficient in that. 17 for this one.
That matches.
Natural 1. And 17 for this one. And then the Mephit. No, not at all.
Okay.
So
Are the two that
two of the flame blades passed, and the other 3 in the spell failed.
All right, I'm going to, because I had silvery barbs for such a long time that I had forgotten and ceased using it, I'm going to use my Twist the Prophecy component of my mark that we got way back when. And use my reaction to activate my mark to Twist Fate, so I can roll a number of my hit die up to my proficiency bonus and subtract the result from the triggering roll.
Awesome.
So I'm just going to do 1 because they just need to subtract 1.
I was going to say, yeah.
Result. Got a 4, so I take 4 damage as Ari's mark pulses, and take which one? Yeah.
We'll just say the first one that I rolled, so only one of them. Only the back flame blade passed, and everything else failed.
The one that passed will take half damage from this 8d6 of necrotic damage.
Ooh. All right.
Whoa.
26. That's a little disappointing, but
26.
I guess that's better than average.
Okay. Wow.
It
Yes,
sounds good.
that was painful. All right, 26. So all right, and the Firebinder. And the Mephit just ceases to be.
So as this ball of necrotic energy appears and begins to affect the living creatures, it's very Shang Tsung Mortal Kombat, like this greenish energy. You see like their life essence being pulled into the center of the sphere, and that Mephit's like entire, you just see like a ghostly greenish shape of the Mephit get pulled into the center as the body falls and collapses on the ground, and Ari is just like and maybe screams based on how the stealth check goes.
Okay, well, you definitely have advantage on the stealth check, but let's have it.
Wow.
23.
23. Yes, that obviously
Nice.
definitely passes.
And Ari's like looking over his shoulder at his friends, like, I don't know what's happening, but
Amazing. Oh, you know what? I didn't roll for the fire breath weapon attack that the golem did at the end of the last episode. So let me roll that, because that may also affect how many things are still alive. Actually, could I get one of you with the digital dice, because it's so many, it will be easier, to roll 10d8?
sure, I got it. 42.
Okay. So let me roll Dex save for the Firebinder to see if he got a natural 20, so he took half of that, so that's down to 21. And he is immune to fire, so he's fine. But the flame blade is not. So yes, so one of the flame blades that was already hurt by the fire attack is also just drawn completely out of himself and falls to the ground dead.
Rad.
Well, that is super cool and terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
then Philip, I have slayed a humanoid, so
You have.
I'm going to use my accursed specter. So his
Oh.
essence does not get pulled into the center, but rather remains as a allied entity.
Amazing.
Who is Ari?
What?
Ari doesn't know. Ari's like, help!
Who is Ari?
Servant of the Forgotten Queen.
You know,
I'm
it's
pretty
weird that
sure
at this point we would find out that there's more conversations we should have had.
Okay, you've been controlling ghosts this whole time. Don't get mad because I'm stepping on your flavor a little bit, but also I'm very sorry.
Make them. I did. They came to me, bro.
Oh yeah, here we go. Totally got a specter. There we go.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to roll initiative for the specter now.
I'm gonna just say it acts after you because I don't want to add more things to the initiative.
Fair enough.
So you can complete your turn and then you can act for your specter. I am, however, gonna also make you pull up the specter on D&D Beyond and control it.
I have it. Yeah. That's all Ari. Well, no bonus action. Ari is also no, because then they would know he's there. Ari's going to be content with what has happened thus far. So Ari is laying low. So now the specter.
Okay.
The specter is going to run up behind
Let me see if I can give you. Oh no, it's a whole thing to give control.
Yeah.
Still, that part is not yet easy. Run it behind which one?
The fire breather from behind. Yeah.
Okay.
Rush up and attack. So use the life drain ability. So +4 to. But I think it also gets my. Boy, once you start getting to higher levels, it's hats on hats and stuff. +5 bonus to its attack rolls. So that's a 23 to hit.
That
For
does.
some more than others.
That does hit.
Okay.
I hit stuff.
So 3d6 necrotic damage. So that is 11 necrotic damage. And I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's a bad roll. 8.
Its maximum hit points is reduced by that amount.
By 11?
Yep.
It dies. That reduction brings it down. Brings it. It's down below its hit point total.
Oh.
What happens to that soul? What torturous hellscape do you have for
The
this
specter's jaw unhinges and it pulls the
Yeah, what does
probably
is there,
just
are there?
gets sucked in-
I was gonna say, is it like the sort of thing where its body crumbles to dust or something like that? But
Yeah,
Pinhead
probably.
walks up and just claims its eternal soul?
yeah, the Firebinder just gone. Wow. Okay. Any bonus actions from the Spectre?
No bonus actions from the Spectre. So Ari's good. Also, the
Okay.
giant sphere of death is gone. That's an instantaneous thing, so it's not persistent.
Okay.
So everybody can move about freely.
It would now be the Firebinder's turn, but
Hell yeah.
not so. And so instead, it is now the Golem's turn.
Heck yeah.
And the Golem, having been directed by Ari, turns its wrath on the nearest Sulatar. It's fire. Roll a d6, Eric. Tell me if its fire breath recharges. It's on a 6.
That's a 2.
Okay. Then in that case, it is going to raise its molten sword and slash at this drow. For only 15, it's going to miss its first attack and hit on its second for 1, 2,
A 3.
3d8. Eight, 14, 17 plus 7. So 24. Stop it. Kills that drow. So the blade just slices right through the body of this drow, and it falls smoking to the ground as the molten blade goes through it. Yeah. And that's its turn.
And that's where we're going to call this episode. Thank you so much for watching.
Which leads us to Dane's turn. Dane is going to take his movement and try to leap over to where Ari is, and is going to succeed. So Dane takes a run and leaps up onto this platform, and then he doesn't really have a ranged option, so he is going to dash and get up here next to Ari.
Hey, Dane.
I don't know where you learned to do that, but wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Glad I can control it.
Yeah, me too. Shade, it is your turn. You're in a tree, and most of the enemies are dead.
I'm having conflicted feelings about this fight. Pog, did Ari do that?
I think so. I don't know. I kind of hope not, but I think so.
That was a lot. I am in a tree. Can I shoot an arrow from this tree, or is my sightline obscured?
What does your character sheet say the range of your longbow is?
150. And so I could reach. I don't know how to point.
You can actually reach
dude.
both the Mephit and the Drow. And yes, you have enough elevation that you can see both of the enemies.
What a range. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it doesn't
awesome.
do a lot of damage, but I can shoot very far. I can sometimes shoot very far. 27.
Yeah,
Nice.
which one
To
are
the
you?
Drow.
To the Drow? Okay. Yes, 27 certainly hits.
For 11 damage. And then I'm going to shoot it again
Okay.
for 18.
18 does just hit.
Okay. And 6 damage.
The Drow is starting to come forward when the first arrow arcs out of the tree. Like just narrowly goes by its ear, The drow pauses, crouches slightly, looks over, just in time for the second arrow to take it just straight through the eye, and it is dead.
Oh, nice.
We are a tactical unit.
Wow.
Well, as long as you knock everybody down to like 10, then yes, I can
We've
come in
gotten
and
really
help.
good at not planning things, you guys.
The Mephit, which was a summoned creature of the Firebinder and is now no longer under its control, is going to look around, spit some magma on the floor, and then take to the air on its fiery wings and fly away into the jungle.
Good call.
Because
Oh, no.
why would it stay?
Yep.
Good call.
Charm monster lasts for an hour, I think. So
We bringing him with us?
Right?
I mean,
This is the
don't see
homie.
why not. And Ari, I think we're good until we go inside.
So you're a necromancer now.
Nope. I don't know what that was, but I'm not a necromancer.
Well, that was necromancy. The school of magic performed by necromancers.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes you
Quite
just
potent
dabble.
necromancy, too.
Well,
That was a lot.
You're a very gifted necromancer. You drew their lives out of them and banished their souls to Mabar.
cool. Well, not that one. He's still here. Hi, friend.
Yes. Who was that directed at?
At the specter that's now just
Oh,
loitering about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just floating there, a slightly shadowy image of the Sulatar warrior that was here a moment ago, with a look of terrible agony on its face.
Well, we got a ticking clock on this golem being on our side, so we better keep moving.
Yeah. Well, I'm okay. I'm coming that way. Are you okay?
Pog is moving during this time.
Yeah.
Physically, yes.
Thingsies.
I am mentally, emotionally, and spiritually confused, but physically, I am fine.
Do we need to roll anything to get over there, or we just we're
No,
not under
with
attack?
with
so we're
no
okay.
with no threats, you're able to move, and you can move yourselves freely. I'm not tracking your movement at this point right now.
So where's the door?
The door is in the center near that big altar thing.
Okay.
You can definitely see that there is a door built into the next wall of the ziggurat.
Perception check?
You can make a perception check. If you're trying to determine the functioning of the door, I would say investigation would be the relevant skill.
More concerned about traps.
Oh, sure. Yes. Yeah. For traps, that would definitely be a perception is fine.
Somebody else want to do that has a greater plus than 0?
I'm not sure my 1 is missing is winning us anything.
That's what I have.
Oh, it is.
Great.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
I'll
I can
investigate.
perceive or investigate.
You should probably investigate
I can investigate
because my
better
4
than I can
didn't
perceive. No, I
notice
can't.
anything.
That's a natural one for a
Ari's
4.
going to roll perception. 4.
Good lord, did we just triple?
You guys,
Banging our heads.
Oh,
guys
my
feel-
lord.
incredibly safe. Like there's, you guys have got this. Obviously.
Listen, obviously somebody's already
mean-
gone through the door, so
Yeah.
there wouldn't be any trap set.
100%.
Duh. It's just common sense, y'all. Is it apparent how to open the door?
No, it would. This would be a. I would take investigation. I would also take history.
I'll do history.
Would be a viable skill here.
I would like to investigate for a switch while he looks up the history. Okay.
20 on history.
20.
That's way better than
So-
a 4.
Looking at the hieroglyphs across the face of this temple, you can see that this is a temple of sorts, but a couple of things are noticed immediately. This door is not of giant scale. A full, giant of 20 or so feet would have a really hard time getting through this door. It's large, it's grand, but it's not of the scale for a true giant.
Yeah.
And it is obviously intricate in its design. And you can see on it images of sacrifice, images of death, but with your very high history check, you realize that those seem to be designed to lead you to believe that some sort of blood sacrifice on this altar is necessary.
Uh-huh.
But with a very high history check, you realize that's not the case. That is, this is a trick, a trap, if you will, but a mental one. And so instead, looking at the hieroglyphs, you can see that the way in which the victim is laid on this, what appears to be an altar, is a very, very peculiar position, with the arms kind of draping over the edges and resting in a very particular way on the faces carved onto the face carved onto the outward side of the altar. And you would guess that is the actual relevant clue, not the sacrifice.
And there's nothing to indicate that harm, the trick is that harm needs to come to this person,
right?
That no harm actually is necessary. Okay.
Correct.
Then Ari says to the others, I think I understand how to get this thing open. I just have to lay in a particular way on this thing. Just eyes up in case something happens. But the only thing that should happen is the door opens. And Ari hops up.
I will stand here and make sure nothing comes out of the door.
Yeah.
Assumes the position.
Okay, so Ari lays down, works himself into this really weird angle because it's all kind of like two-dimensional flat hieroglyph style. And so it's not really a normal, comfortable human angle, and gets his hand draped onto the outward-facing part of the altar. And nothing happens, but Ari, you can feel that there's a latch where your hand is resting.
Then Ari grabs the latch.
Okay, yeah. So Ari grabs the latch in a very awkward position, and you hear a click, and then the doors sink back into the wall and slowly slide apart onto a dark opening with steps going down.
Frickin' nailed it, Ari says as he hops up and dusts himself off.
Yeah, good job. I didn't see that at all.
Can you, Ari looking at the golem, duck and like squat walk through the door and come with us?
The golem looks at you, and then its body just sort of bends like molten rock, and just sort of flows down into a weird crouch.
Interesting.
And it begins to sort of duck walk forward.
Ari, trying to think of how intelligent a golem would be. Like, have you been inside, or were you left out here?
It understands giant, but it cannot speak.
Could it nod?
No, this creature has an intelligence of 3.
Okay, then walk forward, and then Ari tries to instruct the golem to lead the way down the hall.
Okay. All right. So the golem begins lumbering forward.
And Ari says to the rest, I maybe keep like a 30-foot distance from the thing in case something explodes up ahead.
Oh, good idea.
Okay.
Come, ghost specter of the damned. I don't know how to get rid of you. I'm very sorry.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the specter floats after you with a slight.
Yeah. Literally.
Do you have to bring him?
Eric speaking, metatextually, literally cannot dismiss this thing. It stays until I take a long rest.
Wow. Like it doesn't get
Oh,
damaged
goodness.
away. It can get killed, right?
Well, yeah, it can be
get
destroyed.
killed. I
Okay.
could kill it, but that also feels weird.
You already
But
did
you've
that.
already done it once. Why does that feel weirder?
It's also helpful.
Why would you
Yeah.
kill it? It's perfectly useful. Says Demise as she walks over to the corpses. And
I've got to start burning bodies behind us, y'all.
And now I
reaches out, and you see the process of decay suddenly just speed up rapidly. The metal rusts, the clothes fall away, the flesh disappears, and until a pair of skeletons lift their bony knees, put their feet on the tiles, and then just rise themselves upright, gripping decayed weapons and bits of ragged armor.
very bummed that now it feels hypocritical for me to be weirded out by this and bothered by it. But you all can carry that load for me. Ari says to Pog and Shade.
Carry
Yeah,
wood.
no,
I
that's
didn't
weird.
know. I didn't know you had a competent artificer among you. A competent necromancer among you. This will be far easier than I expected.
Don't know if competent. Yeah. I guess I'm like a prodigy. I don't mean to do well. I just do it.
Your
Well,
gift
isn't
is a
that
curse.
wonderful for you?
I guess. All right.
Oh, the
follow
skills,
this
none of the
golem.
work. She
All I had to
sends
do was sell my soul.
the two skeletons walking along behind the golem, and you can follow along in the gloom to the glowing red heat ahead of you. The golem goes about 20 feet down the passage when you hear a click, and the two walls slam together, smashing into the golem, which will take 12, 15, 20, 22 damage.
Oh, if you detect the trap or something, you can stop and wait.
The golem is like flattened on either side, being slightly molten. And then you watch slowly as the form of the golem, which is still slightly pliable, presses itself back out into its normal shape and proceeds to duck walk forward.
This is so weird.
You see the tile it stepped on slowly rise with a little scraping sound back into position.
Don't step on that tile.
Good advice.
Well,
Should-
okay. I was
Should
just
we go?
didn't
Well
think
said.
I needed it. I was just okay, everyone. I'm having a very stressful time right now. Not you, Google. Don't listen to me when I say okay.
After a little distance, you see steps rising. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. You see the golem start to go down steps, and you hear shouts in Giant from the next room. As someone else tries to command the golem. I need the golem on this map again. You've got the golem under magical control, and so the shouts are not effective. But the golem also does not automatically attack these people, as they are not among the group that you initially identified as to be killed.
That's fair.
Where are my skeletons? That'll do. We'll have us on the next map. Promptly. Apologies. Didn't expect to have to pull extra minis onto this map, so it's Eric's fault.
Would have been anyway. Don't worry about it.
I heard you looking for skeletons, which means it's not only my fault. Thank you.
No, you were also running a pet class now. Okay. Oh. And one more. All right. Let me pull everyone over here. Okay. You probably have to move yourself over to the revealed portion of the map. So you guys can declare that you are farther back than this. That's just as far back as the map will allow you to be. But yes, so you see the golem go down into this space, and you hear the shouts in Giant as you watch this, the silhouettes of the skeletons start to follow down the stairs. Do you all, I will say you all are not yet revealed. Do you all run up, or are you going to try to allow some chaos to happen first?
Is he killing everyone here?
He is just our friend. He won't necessarily kill everyone, but I think we can just hang back and see what happens first.
Yeah, that worked last time.
Yeah. If the skeletons are walking with the golem as well, then Ari would let the specter also walk forward. Like, basically just, yeah.
Okay. Seeing the skeletons, you hear shouts of alarm from inside the chamber and the beginnings of combat. Though the golem, whose head you can still see above the stairs, appears not to be acting. You just hear the sound of clashing with the skeletons. And the specter is likewise. So how long are you going to wait before you do anything? So,
seeing the golem not engage, I mean, the skeletons and Spectre are just going to get wiped out pretty quick. I would imagine they're not going to do a whole lot. So we probably ought to jump in sooner rather than later. Would be probably give it 6 seconds around and then jump in is where Ari would wait.
Fair enough.
Great.
Okay.
And unless there's dissent amongst Casey and Colin with that plan.
Nope,
Pog is
sounds
going to
good me.
follow because you've got a giant robot warrior that's going to be the first thing in the room right now, and that's a nice break for Pog to not be.
Okay. Ari, make an attack with your Spectre.
That's a natural 20.
Wow. Awesome.
Nice.
That will, of course, hit
So-
then. Roll ye the damage.
That is 24 necrotic damage, and I need
Wow,
a
is that after
Constitution saving
doubling?
throw. That's after doubling, yes.
Okay.
I rolled double dice, yeah.
Constitution saving throw of 14.
That passes.
Okay. Still very unpleasant.
And it's a melee attack, so the Spectre would need to be in melee range with someone.
Okay. What's the Spectre's armor class?
It is 12.
Okay.
Unless they get a
then-
boost from being my Spectre, but I don't think they do. Yeah.
No. No boost there. Okay, so by the time you all come over the top, the Spectre has done terrible harm to this drow over here.
Splendid.
Both skeletons are gone.
No. Seems like someone's a better necromancer than someone else.
All right, necromancy duel right now. You summon something, I'll summon something, they're gonna fight.
It's funny. Ari would lose that fight.
What you see is two more of the drow flame blades. A drow firebinder who seems to be in the process of really desperately trying to get the golem to do what they want. And then standing calmly on one of the stones in the midst of this pool is a drow woman with flames flickering along her fists and forearms, and a very obvious aberrant mark running along the shaved sides of her head and down her face. Her eyes are glowing like coals, and it's clear that her eyes are actually producing heat because you can see blackened scar tissue around her eyes.
Whoa.
Cool.
And she is watching with uncertainty, and then looking past the golem sees you all.
Howdy.
Says, and which of you did this to my golem?
Or Ari does not indicate that it's him, because, yeah, why would you do that? It's not concentration. Ari could gloat, but he's not going to. Maybe they're just happier with the new conditions of their living situation.
That's very good.
Thank you. I don't know what.
Okay. unless there are objections, I'm just going to stick with the initiative order of before.
Fine by me.
Rather than have us go through all of the rolling.
I think I'm the only one that's enthusiastic about that prospect.
I was about to say. It's fine. I'll stick with my 8.
I rolled a 3. I don't get an opinion on this one. To be honest.
Your initiative's so low. Colin's answer will be available in 20 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. The first move belongs to Demise, who is looking, well, no, she's wearing a mask, so you can't see what she's looking.
Hopefully perturbed.
She is going to use her bow. Demise draws back her bow, and you see this greenish energy crackle down the arrow as she draws with her bony fingers, and releases it, firing at the drow mage who's trying to regain control of the golem, and rolls very well. And where'd my other D8 go? There we go. As it goes near the drow firebinder, the arrow just bursts in this wave of necrotic energy, and the firebinder reels back from that, taking some damage. Then it is Ari's turn.
All right. Ari is going to, using his traveler's gift, his mark, the greenish energy that had overtaken it, the white energy refills his mark as his eyes turn that grayish, whitish light as well. And he stares at the aberrant marked drow in the center of the room. And it's synaptic static. It's going to be able to hit the firebinder, her in the middle, and the person facing down my specter. Those 3 will be within the sphere.
Okay.
The other guy is not within it, unfortunately. So I need an intelligence saving throw from all 3 of them. And my golem is also outside of the range of it, thankfully.
All right. She has an 18.
Okay.
Firebinder. A 14.
Okay.
And the flame blade even less than that.
I'm going to use my Twist the Fate on her. She got an 18, you said?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll roll 2 proficiency, 2 hit die. Literally rolled a 1 on each to reduce it by 2, which gets us to a 16. So, yeah.
Okay. She is going to use one of her legendary resistances and pass anyway.
Pish tosh.
Mwahaha.
All right. Well, she'll still take half damage.
True.
8d6 psychic damage, 24 psychic damage. And if the 2 who took full damage are still up, let me know, because they have an additional
24 was the total?
Yes.
Okay, so she took
So
12.
she takes 12 psychic.
The firebinder takes another 24. Which It's not. It's the Firebinder's still up. And Flame Blade is also still up.
Okay. For those two, anytime they, or I guess, so you tell me how you want to do this, Philip. It says during that time, for the next minute, targets that failed the save, roll a d6 and subtract that number rolled from all its attack rolls and ability checks, as well as Constitution saving throws to maintain concentration. So should I just roll a d6 right now and we just have that static number, or
no? I'll roll with their I'll roll with their d20s and subtract it. That's fine.
Okay, cool. So
That is cool.
basically Ari's mind just enters the three of theirs, and she manages to resist the harmful effects, but Ari just muddles and scrambles their minds to a certain extent, making them look confused and a little bit dazed as Ari's mind warps theirs.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Ari's going to use his bonus action to go ahead and use his Hexblade's Curse on the aberrant marked woman in the middle of the room. So his a version of his mark overlays on top of her aberrant mark, kind of stamping on top of it. And the Spectre is going to attack the Flame Blade that it's in front of.
Okay. Give me a roll.
24.
Yes, that certainly hits.
That is 9 necrotic damage, and if they are still up, I need a Constitution saving throw.
9. They are. They are not. That. Yes. Once again, your Spectre claws the life straight out of a Solitar drow.
Literally called Life Drain. So yeah, just sucks the life right out of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's Ari's turn.
Cool. Go, Ari.
Don't mind me.
All right. The aberrant marked one.
Oh, and Ari shouts at the golem, "They're not friends. Help us." Pointing at the drow.
Okay. The aberrant marked one looks at all this happening and grins, and you see the light run down her mark, and she says, "In Kulsir's name." And she is going to run to here. Yep. Ooh, aren't you all so nicely grouped?
I mean, we would have moved if we could.
That's fair.
Ari
and
could have. Ari's just a dummy.
as she gets here, she moves her hands and then thrusts forward and flings one of these flames that's been swirling around her hands towards you all, and it runs right towards you in a casting of Fireball. So I'm gonna need a dexterity saving throw from everyone.
$17.
Hey, nice.
And I'm resistant now.
True.
4.
That's less nice.
Shade has a 22.
Wow.
Cal has a 15.
That is not a success for Cal.
Is it not?
Oh, then I'm definitely not gonna Oh, I have inspiration. Do I use my? Yeah, I'll be funny again. I'll use my inspiration. See if I can.
I'll be funny.
That's an 8. Great.
Before you
Better
roll
be-
it, I
better
will
be funny
reaction. We reflavored name wise, but now we'll call it interception, and we'll spirit shield Ari on this.
Okay.
I'm pushing for Cal's roll, in which I rolled
That's
one
worse.
lower. Yep, it is.
Eric, you get 14 off of whatever you're about to get hit with.
All right. So those of you who failed the save take 38 points of fire damage.
Thank you very much, Pog.
Are
Gotcha,
you
buddy.
serious?
I am.
And so I'm half that.
Yes. So half that.
How does resistance help me with fire damage in this?
it? It will reduce it to a further half. So you're going to take 38. You're going to go down to 19, and then you're going to half that to 9.
Okay.
So it helps a lot.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that even a little bit. Thank you, Mr.
Yeah.
Hular.
And then bonus action from her is Step of the Wind and dance over to here.
Wow.
All right. It is the golem's turn. Eric, what would you like the golem to do? The golem has a speed of 30 feet.
Gotcha. So he can't reach her.
Correct.
And do I roll every turn to see if its fire breath thing recharges?
Yes.
Four. Go just attack the flame blade that's right there next to it. Just closest target.
All right.
Has a low intelligence. I feel like that makes sense as to what it would do.
Sure. Yeah. Golem lumbers forward, raises its molten sword, and on the first attack will miss, but on the second attack will hit. Eight, 10, 11 plus 7, 18 damage to the flame blade, who was already pretty badly hurt and is now very dead.
Huzzah.
So yes, the golem once again just cleaves the flame blade from shoulder to armpit, and it falls over, and they fall over dead.
Ari mutters to the group, I am not looking forward to in 45 minutes when we have to deal with that, but enjoy it for now.
Yep. Okay, that's the golem's turn. The firebinder make. Okay. Firebinder understands what's gone wrong. Can they do anything about it with their available spells? No. No.
Huzzah.
They don't have Dispel Magic. So, yeah, no. Okay. In that case, they are, however, going to try and do what they can about you guys. They move over here. You guys are still nicely grouped up. And
You say that like we've had a chance to not. I
know.
This is a choice that we are
Remember
still
that time
making.
I say it like a fact.
you asked us if we were okay with our initiative? We in fact are not.
Yeah, they raise a hand, and you see a bit of the floor become red hot and then molten and then rise up to float around their hand. And then they flick their hands out, and this spray of molten rock smashes into you all. And I need another dexterity saving throw from everybody.
Is this fireball again?
It is.
It's my last spell slot, but I cannot take another hit like that. I'm gonna use counterspell.
Ooh. Cool. What level counterspell? Oh, you do like 5th level counterspell now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then that. So yeah, they fly forward, but as they fly through the air, what does counterspell look like with Ari?
Oh,
Is it Mark? Is it just his understanding of magic? Like, what is?
I think it's the mark. I think that Ari disrupts the mental, thinking through the somatic and verbal. Like, yeah, Ari just erases that memory for a brief second to where it disrupts the casting of the spell.
Awesome. Yeah. As the rocks begin to fly through the sky, suddenly they just cool to just be bits of rock and fall harmless, scattered on the steps in front of you.
And then you all see that Ari's mark the light in it is dimmed significantly, and he just, all right, I'm tapped.
That was
All right.
fantastic.
Yeah. Well,
Thanks.
that was good. Good timing. Okay. Cool. Then, Dane is going to go. What can Dane get to? 2, 3, 4. How can he not get to anything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't quite reach a target. So Dane will run forward through the fountain, and then he will dash to reach the firebinder, but he's not got enough speed to actually get there with space for an attack, unfortunately. So that is Dane's turn. Shade, you're up.
That fireball really hurt Cal. So Shade is going to cast Cure Wounds on Cal.
Okay.
Oh, with such a terrible roll. And then with her bonus action, she's going to cast Healing Spirit.
Okay.
Yes, she's going to cast Healing Spirit. And I want to put it at the bottom of the stairs. So
All right.
wherever, so
in the
all of
middle?
us as we walk through. Yes.
Okay.
And then I will move. And heal myself for walking through the Healing Spirit. And then I will also move Cal. And heal him walking through the Healing Spirit.
Okay.
I roll 2d6 for both of us. I'm sorry, 2 6s. I'm rolling 2d6. That's not the
Way
part I
more
was
exciting to
excited
learn.
I rolled 2 6s on the 2d6 roll. Okay.
Outstanding.
Amazing.
That context matters.
I'm gonna drop this little token here on the floor. to say where the spirit is.
Yeah, and Cal can't get to anybody to attack. So.
All right. That is Shade's turn. The flame blades are both dead, which makes it Pog's turn.
Hey, cool. Pog's gonna take off running. Towards the
Leaping
aberrant
through the
one.
Spirit shroud. Or the
Okay.
Healing
Through the
spirit.
pool.
Nice.
15, 20, 25, 30, 30, 40 feet to here.
Mm-hmm.
And then summon Minnie at the side of the aberrant. And
Pog,
Minnie's
do you want
going
to
to do
roll
the
your
attack.
healing, or do you want me to?
If you would, it feels more thematic.
+9.
Dope.
Nice.
It's like that fireball never happened. And Minnie gonna attack.
Fair enough.
Not well. It's an 11 on the first one.
Misses.
Yeah. Ugh, and a 13 on the second.
Also misses.
Yeah, that's movement, bonus action, and action. That's what Pog has done this session.
Okay. Back around to the start. We have Demise, and you all conveniently gifted Demise with corpses.
You're so well.
Pog has not yet made a single one. No, I carry none of this weight.
And so, once again, the rapid decomposition occurs, and the flame blade that had its life sucked out by the specter gets up.
That was so gross to just watch. The shambling zombie just appeared. Gross.
Demise is going to move to here. Actually, she's going to move through the healing spirit. What's that? Get her shade. 1, 2, 3.
+8.
4, 5, 6. Nice. And then back up here. And that will be her turn. Ari.
Ari is going to, just because it's the person that he can get to. Oh, not ruler. Going through the healing spirit, get right here behind Dane. And use his glaive to stab over Dane's shoulder at the flame collar. How much healing
+9
does
to
Ari
you.
receive? Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Much better. And yeah, Ari is going to attack. And he is going to use his... Yeah, he'll do Booming Blade as a cantrip as part of his attack. So...
Straight into Dane.
28.
28 does actually hit.
Splendid.
Weird. Found the threshold.
That is, for the initial hit, 18 plus another 2d8 from Booming Blade. So 26 total damage.
Okay.
And
Sorry.
if it matters, 8 of it's thunder, 5 of it's necrotic. And the rest is slashing.
8 of its thunder, 5 is necrotic, none of its fire, and the firebinder is slain. Okay. Let's see. The Drow Monk.
Bonus action, Ari will use his free use of Hex on the aberrant marked thing. So.
Oh, it's a thing now. Thing.
Sorry, the aberrant marked Drow.
Wow.
As a haze of necrotic energy begins to float around it. As Ari.
The dragon mark will use cancel on Ari for its poor choice of linguistics.
All right. What they're going to do
is assess their life choices, because this fight has turned very quickly.
It has turned very quickly. We have some options here.
Like joining our side.
Disagree.
I will
We're
say
aberrant mark 2.
it's true, and precisely no one has made that argument to them. So I don't think they're really all that focused there. Okay, what they will do is they will turn and just very swiftly, as they dodge Minnie's attacks. Pog, you can see this sort of bemused grin on their face as Minnie's sword slashes through the space that they were in. You watch as their hands slightly bat aside the semi-corporeal blade as they dodge to one side or the other. And then really quickly strike out with a foot at Minnie for an attack total of 25. Minnie, of course, vanishes in a puff. And then they lash out one of their arms at you, Pog, and the fire seems to like extend their arm towards you. And that's going to be 26 to hit you.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. Luckily, all of this is fire damage. Oh, that's a terrible roll. That's 9 fire damage. So
No,
that's
it's not.
4 fire damage for you.
Back under 100 HP. Oh, I'm just like teeter-tottering.
And will make a third strike. They're smart. They can see that did not work with Pog. As they make a third strike at the skeleton,
This next one will go way better. Try again.
hitting and destroy Demise's skeleton. And then, look, I've been saying, you are all far more competent than I expected. Thank you for this. And disappear in a puff of smoke and cinders. And you're alone in the room.
Are we do we get the sense they teleported, or are they invisible?
I would take some sort of check to try and determine that.
Perception?
Sure.
For 21?
Shade, you feel pretty confident there's no one else in the room.
Is there a door? in this room?
There are doors to either side. So the room you are in
Good choice.
has a pool in the middle that's fed by a fountain that's shaped like a mini-headed hydra. And then there's doors to right and left.
Okay.
So she's gone. But we're
Yeah, seems like she's
done.
gone.
I feel like she's gonna get more.
Yeah. People are gonna know that we're here now, unfortunately.
Yep.
And while you make your choice, we'll pick up here next episode. Thank you all so much for watching Khyber Shards with a dungeon delve. Hey, it's almost like this is Dungeons and Dragons.
Almost.
Sort of.
Almost.
If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can find links to all of our social medias and our Discord down below in the description, as well as to our merch store and various other places. You'll also find links to the Geek Pantheon YouTube channel, where you'll find Eric making TTRPG show discussion episodes, and to Colin's Twitch, where he's sorry, BTR, the O is a 0. New episodes of Khyber Shards drop on Mondays, new Khyber Shards answers on Fridays, and until next time, thanks for rolling with us.